Welcome to the Art Lady's home. Today I am going to share with you some simple decorating patterns for gingerbread cookies. And this would be for the very beginning baker. When I make my gingerbread cookies, the recipe calls for about 3 cups of flour. But in order to get the right consistency to roll out the gingerbread, you have to knead in a little bit more flour. You want it to be pliable enough, but you don't want it to be very sticky. You don't want it to stick to your hands, and you don't want it to stick to the counter or the rolling pin. And I add lightly flour the rolling pin as well as my counter. A granite countertop surface works a lot better for cookies and breads. You may have to flour other surfaces a little bit more. The dough is rolled out to a little bit thinner than 1/4 inch, and then I shake the cutter once it's cut so it is released from the dough that's surrounding it. If you want additional details, you can roll that or shape that out of your extra dough and just add it right to your cookie. That will create some 3-dimensional effects on your cookie. I always run a test batch. I pre-bake, say 1 to 2 cookies just to see how my dough expands. If the dough is expanding too much and the cookie is losing shape, I simply add a little bit more flour to the mixture. The cookies are not going to expand much, so you can put them pretty close on the cookie tray once your dough is at the right consistency. I find I need less time for baking than the recipe calls for. I set mine for 6 minutes and check them after that. Once the cookies are made, you use various toppings to decorate the gingerbread. When you decorate a real gingerbread cookie, you add white frosting or a colored frosting as a base, and then that acts as a glue. Here's the glue for the eyes, and then you just simply apply the little candies, and the candies will stick to the frosting. You can also use the white frosting and you can pipe it. It's called. Piping is like squeezing the frosting out to create your design. I'm going to make long hair here. And I can squeeze out, which is using the piping bag, a happy smile as well. And I can place a little frosting, which acts as glue, for a little nose. And then you add your candy. And that's how somebody would decorate a real gingerbread cookie. You can also, oftentimes the piping is used as outline, where the gingerbread cookie is simply just outlined in a white frosting, like so. And then you can draw in your shoes. And then if you want to add any other decorations, you use the white as glue. This is a plastic bag, and I put a piping tool inside it. And I'm going to add some shoes of blue right here. Here's the little bear. There. Now I'm adding a little row of candies, and I just move it with a toothpick to where I want it to go. And the frosting holds it in place, like so. I'm adding little circle cheeks at the end of the mouth, like so. And then I'm going to add a pattern of white dots on the edge of her collar. And the candies are what are used to make your patterns. So these are the little candies, and I just add them for pattern. The snowman has a scarf that's made of green icing, and then it has small little, we call them jimmies, as pattern that forms the stripes. So the red and green are the pattern. This is using a stencil. Here's the unveiling. Voila! You can also make a sheet pan of brownies and cut them out with your gingerbread cutters. This example is a brownie that has been cut out.
Yeah, it looks good. Give it a little bit of bangs.
We use dried fruits. These are actual cherries, dried cherries we used for the shoes. And then there's a liquid type of a frosting that we're piping around the edge. And this is a good filler frosting. Because it's liquid, it fills in nice and even, and then it dries to a little bit harder consistency. It dries to the touch. This type of a frosting is great because you can add sprinkles on top. And these sprinkles give it almost a metallic shimmer once they dry, once the frosting has dried. Loopy hair.
Yeah, I'll do one more pink tree because
Right?
And there is the completed gingerbread boy. He's got dried cherry shoes and candies for the eyes and cheeks and belt and jimmies for the collar. So a diagonal line coming down from the head.
Cute. Did you get the quick, simple ones?
That gives it the characteristic zigzag gingerbread pattern.
Okay. Inside here. That's kind of cute. Inside outside is different. Okay. And then
The little face. And then the two cherry cheeks.
yeah, I'm not saying that. Do you want to put the things in them?
Yeah.
On the red cheeks, right?
Yeah. I think those look cute at the end of the mouth.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Want to do green?
Frosting glue. And little red M&Ms.
Yeah, looks better.
And there is our little Santa gingerbread.
No. No good.
Now we're adding white striped pleats for patterns on the skirt. And here is a little gingerbread with red cheeks and a little red skirt.
This.
And here are some fun gingerbread cookies that might inspire your artwork today. I want to thank all of my patrons who support this channel, and if you are interested in signing up to support the channel, you can click on the title of the video and it will take you to my Patreon account. In my Patreon account, the Gingerbread Boy and Girl worksheet is in the Art Ladies Home tab in their downloads. And there you'll have access to this gingerbread sheet that I made for you. It has detailed designs of eyes and cute little faces that I made, and accessories for shoes and clothing. And this really helps as you're decorating your cookies. You can just refer back to this little sheet. Again, thank you for supporting my channel, and happy holidays.